Greetings, fellow beings. We're live, and it's a wonderful Wednesday. My goodness, and the gifties are flowing in like crazy. For example, Ruby Hoove gives a Culture Casino membership. First up on the docket. Thank you very much, Ruby Hoove. We got a few more coming in as well. You guys are very generous today with Liberty Y'all's Cat and a Culture Casino membership. Thank you for that. Another gifty. Okay, we're getting closer. I need to talk more in the morning, apparently. Mark Fields is here with some good vibes and 5 Culture Casino collabs. Thank you to another amazing day. Positive vibes to you all. I agree, and thank you very, very much. Of course, last but not least, so far on the gifty machine is Hoove. Good morning, Hoove, and thank you for the gifty. If you got a chance last night to check out the amazing watch party, that's right, it was open to all members. It was a good time. We watched Naked Gun. We've got more comedies, classic comedies on the way every other Tuesday. I'm actually really excited about the next one. Let's see. Who else is out there in the world? Let's see. I already said thank you to Hoove. We got Cynthia in the house. Good to see you. We got Penny. And Mr. Cat out there today. Kaladin 910, of course, and Butterbiscuit 92. The lovely Jill is here with her wrench, saying hi to each and every one of you. We've got Running with Scissors and Captain Fandom Nerd. What's up, Captain? Who else rolled through the door? Mark Nichols is here. And let's see. Ms. Pick Cafe over there on Rumbo and here on YouTube. Amazing. Hey, Joseph. Good morning to you. Good morning. The lights are bright today, and I'm not wearing a hat, but it's good to see everybody. Who else do we have out there? Lord Thoth is here. What's up, Lord Thoth? Who else do we got? Lots of people popped in. John Yolden's in the house. Good to see you, John. Good afternoon, Culture. There you go. Hope you're having a great day. I am so far. I love Wednesdays. Lots of people are here. Morgan King is here. Our pal Crimlon is here. And we've got Sergeant Giratina. All right. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. The Prismatic Paladin has arrived. Says, hi. All watching on my TV. Well, I'm glad you're here. Critisible. The Rainbow Knight. Can anyone explain this federal funding debacle? Well, I don't think it's as debacle-y as they want to try to make it out to be. It's not really a debacle. They're trying to tell some fantastic lies around it. But you can do a whole lot of things in the executive branch. Pausing the funding is going to eliminate programs that are there to basically support the illegal immigrants here in the United States. There are many other things that are part of that funding or those funding mechanisms. But what it does is it allows the tap to dry up and for the people to review what is and is not to be paused or stopped. So, hey, knee pain, good to see you. The press secretary has done a great job the last 2 days trying to explain that to the press. They just aren't listening. They don't want to fund things that have now been made properly illegal because they were done outside of the law, amongst the Green New Deal and obviously a lot of these funding mechanisms that go to the immigrants directly or through NGOs. To be fair, we have to do a stricter culling of NGOs because a lot of them are doing things that in the normal course of action are not legal. So I've always thought the NGOs were dangerous. That's how dark money gets in the way of everything, because it's one of the ways George Soros uses to undermine the Western societies. Anyway, that's super fun to talk about really early. But yeah, we got a lot of other things to get to. I got tons of news. Can't believe it. How much we've got. We've got, hey, it's Courtney. Hey, what's going on? Been a minute. Mr. Fizzy's here. What's up? What's up? What's up? And the lovely Sherry. Good morning, dear. Good to see you. D-Bud's here with his wrench. He's making sure you smash the like. We got nearsighted Cyclops. And, of course, the talented and popular Matt G. What's up, Matt G? Razorburn is here, one of my favorite rivet heads on the planet, and Snakes and Funerals. And with that, we got to go. I can't wait to talk about Captain Anti-America. We'll definitely be doing that. This is a good name. Anthony McCamey for 2 Culture Cash. Thank you for that, T-Neil89. I appreciate it very much. Tipping Barn, I've got to tell you, we can talk some more in the bonus time. And today is Wednesday, so we'll get some proper bonus time. Plus, I got a bear story. Staccato DDS, good morning, my friend. I hope things are going well in your neck of the woods. A little bit earlier out there. All right, everybody. 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Takes it forward. Checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in. I've dumbed down or lowered the music level, so hopefully you can hear me. Let's start first with the Super Bowl because it is coming up here shortly. In fact, it's on the 9th when I'll be coming back from Florida, and I'll be flying right over it. Yay! Fox breaks at an $8 million barrier on a 30-second spot. This means in the future, other networks may be able to charge more, although Fox is a much more viewed network and a much more viewed news channel, as we'll get to in a moment. That's a lot of money. So they've sold at least 10 spots for that. They probably will sell out of those spots, and moving forward, everybody will have to pay more and more. There's going to be a lot of strange stuff. We're going to talk about the strange stuff next, in as much as AI commercials are going to be taking over the Super Bowl this year. Lots of things that are generated, the AI-focused ads are up and movie spots are down, so we're getting a lot of that out there. We've got Spider-Man voice actor saying that his biggest fear was that the new Disney Plus series was going to be annoying and woke. I guess he's trying to indicate that it's not, but I think I have seen some really interesting takes on characters that would maybe prove otherwise, but we'll have to see. And this may backfire on this person. We'll have to check it out later. Newsom's LA Rises initiative is exactly what I expected it to be, trying to move more towards a communist, socialist, utopian idea that's pushed by the globalists. They're going to experiment with California and the LA area to do this because they want it to be the path forward for the next 50 or 100 years. Enjoy your 15-minute city, folks. I feel bad for you. Anthony Mackie clarifies he is a proud American. Didn't sound like it. We heard him, and he absolutely went viral. And then this is what he was told to say: "I have the utmost respect for those who serve and have served our country." Okay, if you could have done that in a monotone way instead of on Instagram, maybe people would believe you less. But it's pretty insincere, and this is not going to help this movie at all. In fact, 5 Cold Casino Cash, double doubt Cap 4 will do well now. Maybe spent $100,000 more. Bad lip syncing all dialogue with Elmo, but with helium voice sped up, it might do better. I think that'd be amazing. I feel very bad for anybody who worked on that film, because now this thing it's going to have some real problems. Speaking of real problems, Sony was having a lot of them, and so they actually replaced the person that was in charge of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Why? Well, it didn't go well, and I'm not sure that the people that are being removed left and right out of Sony were entirely the problem. It's the fact that we got here due to the woke ideology that crept into this particular company, and specifically the games division. Looks like Tom Welling has been arrested for DUI in Northern California. They say Smallville, but he's been in many things. Probably don't drink and drive, especially if you're a star. I mean, don't drink and drive if you're anybody, to be fair. News, though, is big gains over at Fox News. That's right. Not at CNN, not at PMSNBC, but they're getting a little bit of viewer return according to this headline from Deadline. I'm not sure that I believe that. Looks like primetime averaged 2.7 million viewers. That's up 40% from the same month a year earlier. Yeah, there's a lot more positive things to look forward to. But overall, this is just cleaning the clock of CNN and PMSNBC. In fact, it's tripling it up or quadrupling it up at some points in the day. Nuts. We've got Madonna slamming Trump administration for slowly dismantling all the freedoms we have been fighting for. What freedoms exactly? He hasn't taken away any freedoms. Freedom to destroy this country from the inside out? Maybe, if that's what you're referring to. Of course, no. She's referring to the biological differences that some people don't refuse to acknowledge. Don't refuse to acknowledge? No, that's not right. That they refuse to acknowledge. I guess they don't believe in science. That's what I was trying to say. Fed likely to hold rates steady despite Trump wanting them to push down. We got to get rid of the Fed. They're garbage time. Stock market drifted from the beginning, probably going to rise. But the tech situation yesterday with the AI and DeepSeek is kind of an issue, to be fair. Germany's government slashes its economic growth forecast. This is not growth. 0.3% is negative growth. It's going to be a real problem for Germany. Again, how's that EU deal looking now that we all warned you about? Fleet of abandoned ships. This is true. It just keeps growing. Lots of sailors are stuck at sea, at docks, at ports because they don't have the credentials to exit the boats and they can't get the boat to go anywhere. Kind of an odd and terrible situation, to be sure. We've got UK government doing something I never thought they'd do and angering the Greens at the same time. They are going to put a third runway at Heathrow, which should alleviate a lot of congestion and allow for more flights, which will make the airport more money. And in turn, they're hoping make the area more wealthy. And they need it because they're basically taking care of 1 out of every 12 in the UK is a migrant, not carrying the load. And with that, we're going to jump to bonus time right away. I do have 3 more stories. I love it on Wednesday where we can take our time. So here we are in bonus time. Yeah, I didn't realize that the UK government had that much of a welfare state there. It appears to be deepening. They don't know how to do what it seems rather simple to do, which is close down the border. So anyway, we're going to take a look at a very poorly framed story, or a great one if you happen to be on the extreme left. This is just how disingenuous the AP is, as I always say. Let's take a look at the headline. Trump fires 2 Democratic commissioners of agency. See, it's not even specific, that enforces civil rights laws in the workplace. No, they weren't doing that. They were trying to force in DEI and illegal things. They're basically doing illegal things. So he fired 2 of the 3 Democratic commissioners of the federal agency that enforces civil rights in the workplace, an unprecedented move aimed at implicating his crackdown, there's the word, on certain diversity and gender rights policy. That's right, because there's no such thing. Everybody is equal. And he already told everybody there's 2 genders. So there you are. So the 2 commissioners of the EEOC, Charlotte Barrows and Jocelyn Samuels, confirmed their statements Tuesday that they were fired late Monday night. There you go. Both said they were exploring options to challenge their dismissals. That isn't going to work. That is the CEO of America, guys. But try away, calling their removal before their expiration of their 5-year term an unprecedented decision. Okay. Sometimes you have to make hard decisions. It undermines the agency's independence. No, it really doesn't. In similar news, National Labor Relations Board member, I don't know what this is, Jean Guiney Wilcox, whatever, and General Counsel Jennifer Abruzzo were fired late last night, the agency confirmed. Wilcox, this is the thing, was the first black woman to serve on the board since its inception in 1935, according to the NLRB website. The EEOC was created by Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act as a bipartisan 5-member panel to protect workers from discrimination on the basis of race, gender, disability, and protected characteristics, though they certainly haven't been doing their job because they're allowing companies to do exactly that. The U.S. president appoints the commissioners and the Senate confirms them, but their terms are staggered and are meant to overlap to help ensure the agency's independence. Well, he's going to make them overlap, or he's going to add 3, let's say. They definitely will overlap at that point. Yeah. 3 people. The 2 firings leave the agency with 1 Republican commissioner, Andrea Lucas, who Trump appointed acting EEOC chair last week, and 1 Democratic commissioner, Kalpana Kotagal, and 3 vacancy that Trump can fill. Another Republican commissioner, Keith Soderling, resigned after Trump appointed him Deputy Secretary of Labor, which kind of makes sense. The agency also writes influential rules, by the way. They are unenforceable now, so we've learned. And in recent years, the agency's Democratic and Republican commissioners have been sharply divided on many issues. Of course they are. You have people who understand reality and science and people that don't. Moving on, we've got this other story coming to us that I think is important. Remember when Elon said he wanted to make X, or Twitter, rather, the everything app? Well, it's becoming so as Elon partners with Visa on a payment service, basically getting us to the banking that we were promised and another way to get paid. I really love this. And as a verified Twitter user, I can tell you, or X user in this case, I can't wait till they implement this so I can transfer money around to other X users much easier. California utility actually drops the dime on how the fire started January 7th. The utility company says there was a fault on the power line, but it was miles away from origin of deadly Eaton fire. And what does that tell you? That tells you it was sparked by something else or someone else. And we're coming to believe that many of these, if not all of them, were human caused. That's the nicest way to say that. Speaking of the nicest way to say things, I want to say thank you to Weatherman for 5 Culture Casino Clams over on the Green Machine. Loving it. I'm loving it. Anyway, so the fault on a power line connected miles away from the ones located near the origin of the fire. There is no evidence that its equipment caused the blaze. And guess what? Not only do I believe them, I think it's more likely climate terrorism. And you're not supposed to say that on YouTube. We got Niwot Bear, that's in the Colorado area there, was relocated to the mountains for sleepy time. That's right, relocating the bear, putting him on the other side of the area that's full of people. So the officers on, let's see, the bear has been sighted in Niwot for the last few months and captured, relocated from Niwot of Colorado. The Parks and officers on Wednesday, the 22nd, basically said, typically, bears in this region hibernate through the colder months, but the particular bear was seen roaming the area in search of food and sleeping within a hollowed tree. So they just moved him around. And they suggest, as everybody does with bears, lock up your trash and food, folks, so that they don't have to engage in this kind of stuff. But they're trying to get him to take a nap. And yeah, we don't want them comfortable and know that there's food available in the winter. We want bears to sleep, at least. I think bears should sleep. Could you sleep for 4 months? I don't know if I could sleep for 4 months. I don't know. Some days, though, some mornings, I feel like I should be in bed still. Nah, I'd rather do this than sleep, I guess. Let's take a look at all the amazingness that happened while we were engaged in the last bit of news that came through, which I incredibly failed at the 6 minutes, but we'll be cutting out the We'll be cutting out the opening, as I said, here later today, shortening up the video a little bit. Let's see who's out there. Grandma's here, and Donovan Bradford is here, and so is Admiral Teague. Good to see you all. Thanks for popping in. Let's look at the super dupers that we got, and we got some of those. We got some member chats, I believe. Yeah, let's get there. There's Weatherman. Weatherman for 5 culture clams. Thank you, my friend. $5 for the working man. Master Sidearms is here. I always get Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato confused. Selena Gomez still looks like a woman, has long hair, and doesn't look like she could play linebacker for a football team. So there. That's how I tell them apart. It's just me. Yeah, that's the magic word right there. Yeah, that's the magic word, Davina. You found it. So did Snortopoopas Cuber, our favorite polar bear, who's also not sleeping for 4 months a year, although I imagine. Yeah. Yeah, Grandma, it did have an interesting path. And you also have to consider that the Santa Anas were blowing like 70 to 100 miles an hour, which is a lot faster than normal. So there's that. We got our friend, Batman 11C for 10. Culture Casino Cash saying if Captain Falcon 4, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four all bomb this year, I predict that Disney hits the pause button for MCU after the next 2 Avenger movies. What's your take on this, Culture? I agree with you. That's a great take. In fact, there, Batman. I will say that moving forward after Fantastic Four is going to be difficult, even if Thunderdolts is marginally entertaining and gets close to break even. That's close enough to bomb for Disney. They're always trying to swing for the fence of $1 billion. Thunderdolts isn't going to do it. Falcon Cap, Falcon carrying Cap shield, just took another hit, obviously, thanks to Anthony Mackie, hence the apology from Captain Anti-America. And I will just say that I think that when they do get to the Doom films that they're already writing giant checks for, they will. And if really they don't turn Robert Downey Jr. back into Iron Man, that's going to disenfranchise a lot of fans. So I think your take on this is spot on. If so, one of these other films, though, magically catches fire, and I can't imagine it being Fantastic Four. What am I going to call this? The gender swapped first steps. I don't know, something. I have to come up with a nickname for the terribleness that is. But I think that's going to undermine a lot of people's understanding of that character. And I'm going to say this. It wasn't popular in the books. It's not going to be popular in the movies. And that's the other thing. Falcon Cap, not popular in the books, not going to be popular in the movies. It's already proved as much. Nobody really cared about Falcon and Winter Soldier. And once again, Captain America is not a mantle. It doesn't work as a mantle. None of these characters work as mantles. You can be part of a team, right? You can ebb and flow like the X-Men, but gender bending, even the race swaps, all this other stuff isn't popular. They knew this for a very long time, several decades now. Shia LaBeouf is not going to bring him in. And now I don't believe she can act at all. That actress, I think she was overhyped because she was very good playing herself in a decent streaming show, television show. Everything outside of that doesn't look good, at least not so far. And she's already been in a flop. So, but that's what I think about it. It's a great question. I want to say thank you for that. And I want to say thank you to SFX F314 Saber Tooth Raptor as well for his earlier super chat. I appreciate it. You do keep the lights on here on the channel, quite literally. I will be in Florida, in Orlando, starting the 5th. You should be able to catch up with me. I'll post where I am on my socials. I'll even post it probably in the community chat as well. I'll be carrying the ability to live stream from anywhere, if that makes any difference to anybody. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing those of you that will be in the Orlando area through when I leave on the 9th. Hey, we've got Thronkill. Yeah, I like the bear stories. We got Magnify over on Rumble. What's up, my friend? Saying Hobo Gandalf. Yep, there's a little dancing icon you can't see there, but I think it's cool. Maybe you know what? This is a good point, Master Sidon. Maybe the bear likes to sleep on IKEA stuff. Maybe. I mean, we've had enough little videos on here and stuff showing bears in cars and such and trucks. That one where the guy actually let the thing out of the truck with a rope was pretty brilliant. So there's that. You know, I'm not going to delve too much into conspiracies, William King, but the insurance companies definitely had bailed out of a lot of those policies. Basically, that should have sent a signal to the city and the governor that maybe there was they were doing that for a reason. And it's not like they didn't give reason. I mean, it's the same reason that businesses are leaving California. It's being poorly run, poorly managed. And why would you stay? I mean, other than maybe you're well established there and you've got ties to the community. Okay, I get all of that. Believe me, I understand. But I'm going to be moving on from my area. I've been here for several years. So. John Graber, the space jockey, spending my birthday with culture and fellow Culturians. What a good day. John, all you have to do is let me know it's your birthday. And this happens. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, John Graber. Happy birthday to you. And many more. There. Little swing on that. Happy birthday. We need cake. T-Rose, what's up? Crazy white boy. Horseradish power. Look at everybody over on the green machine. I love it. Rumble. Let's see. We got Admiral Teague out there. I don't think convicted fire starters are so much as allowed in a homeless shelter. Conviction on that sort of an exit from society. It's like it shows that you're too dumb or mean to help. True story. Freshno. Bear B&B. Yes, we need those. That'd be super fun, right? Grandma says, I wish I could sleep through one night. Hey, I've been there. I have been there, Grandma. That's the other thing is you get older, like your brain will wake you up and then you're done. You ain't going back to sleep. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Master Sidearms. As long as I get coffee and breakfast from time to time, I would go all Paddington on that. Oh, fair enough. Holy cow, over on the green machine, we got another gifty membership over there, given out by Weatherman to T-Rose. Welcome, T-Rose. K. Roberts is like, I can sleep for 4 months. It's the venting of the bear butt. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Boy, okay. I'm just gonna tell you. Snort says, invite me into your home and I will sleep. Whoa. Hey now, Snorty. Come on now. The lovely Sherry. You like marmalade? Hey, marmalade's good. Honey? All kinds of fun stuff. Donovan Bradford says, hey, Culture. Saw a recent video where a bear was trying to get himself some McDonald's. Yes. What was a great... So, there's some wonderful Florida bear stories, right? Because Lorraine and Al run across those together from time to time on her Sunday night show that's right before the late night Culture show. We had one that just totally stole the entire DoorDash. Like literally walked up, grabbed the bag, and then walked up and then went for the drinks after. That's funny stuff. Yeah. And bears can eat anything. Omnivorous. Which means you. You are part of everything. So be careful around bears. Please. Oh, who else is out there? Hey, Jeremy Heath is out there. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you. Yep. Santa Ana's come twice a year, every year, and they cool off California, especially coastally. 70 to 100 miles an hour is not great. Unlike the trade winds in Hawaii, which, again, amazing stuff. Bingle Bangle Bundle. I'm so happy in the jungle. Happy Lunar New Year for those who are celebrating. I did not know that. Punk Waddle. What's up, my favorite penguin and spaceship vampire? Let's see. Yeah, the Thunderbolt comics were fine. You have 1 to 75. So I want that one to be good. It's going to diverge. Master Sidearms, I'm with you, but I will say it's very vastly diverged from what you remember from the books. Wildly. And SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor for 5. Culture Casino Clam says, don't start reading a compelling book. Late at night. Before you know it, it's 4 a.m. I think Tom is right. Superhero movies are on their way out. I know Tom is right. We've talked about that many times. It's been rather clear for a while. I'm just saying. Oh, man, I'm 9 minutes behind, you guys. Thank you for your support. Truly appreciate it. Peach Fan Ann says, grab your popcorn and watch how badly this Cap movie fails. It's going to be interesting. But you know what will be popular is the popcorn bucket, which has a shield lid. Because that's why you go to a movie, for the popcorn bucket. That's wild. That's wild. Scrolling. Keep that chat scrolling. Weatherman sent a member chat, 25 months a member. Weatherman, thank you so very much. Saying, hello, Culture Casino and Culturians. Well, hello, indeed. I give our friend SFX another thank you out there. We got amazing people. I'm so blessed. You guys are the best. I have the best chat on YouTube. It's true. And yes, happy birthday, John. What is this? Happy womb ejection day. Thank you, Master Sidearms. You guys are crazy. Bagels is here. I'm going to see him in Florida. I'm crazy. Okay. Who else? I'm trying to catch everybody. Quantum Scribe is here. Captain DEI thought he could go to Europe and trash America, but the Europeans dimmed him out. Yes, they did. Dimed him out. Dimed him out. Yes, they did. They did dime him out. Dude, he totally roached out of his opinion, right? Because guess what? Somebody over there at Marvel was like, bro, line up an apology. That's insincere as F. And that's kind of what they did. That is the most insincere apology I've ever seen. These people can't help themselves. It was funny because I always thought quite highly of Anthony Mackie. I loved his comment, "Make Daddy a sandwich." Thought that was hysterically funny. But yeah, I know. Oh, working on your chicken coop. Awesome, that service dog. Chicken coops are great. Chickens are wonderful. And hey, the price of eggs is cheaper for you. Honestly, literally a month worth of chicken food and scratch and everything else to go with the chickens costs about $5 or $10. That's less than a carton of eggs. Especially if you've got, decent space for them. They can go to work on your yard, collect all the little bugs. It's good stuff. Not only that, refertilizing the area you put them in. If you make a rolling coop that you can push around your yard space, assuming you have a flat yard, you're way better off. Way better off. Hey, it's the Glankener. Good to see you. Saw a bear once who called Arizona quite early. I bet. Look at all you great humans. Thank you for being here this morning. You guys have anything you want to really talk about? Is there something out there? Because we could go back. There are several stories in here that had really interesting thoughts in them. The Anthony Mackie one's just the one that stood out to me, because yesterday I was actually considering doing a video on it, and then last night the news broke that he'd given some lame apology, and that's it. And I'm telling you, this is not good pub for this film that comes out on Valentine's Day. Remember, this was originally called New World Order. That explains a lot. Explains Disney. George Morales. Yeah. Once Mark Bagley stopped drawing, it went downhill. Yeah. Well, we all have our favorite artists, right? Of course, I'm a huge Alex Ross fan. And we all have our favorite writers, right? We do. I'm a fan of the Bloody Baron. Chuck Dixon, there's a lot of these people out there that their talents are immeasurable when it comes to comics. The creators in every way, writer and artist. Comics were kind of one of the most original ways of that we had of expression. The stories were well written, and they had to be, because panel to panel, you had to have carryover. There's only so much you can communicate, but with the artist and the writer working in conjunction, you filled in the story rather easily. Even with every once in a while you get a nice full page or a split page. I kind of miss them, but because they've been so bad, I don't really anymore. Like, I pick up in independent creator stuff on the regular. I have several books that people in the community have put together, but I don't know. Pretty wild. Whoops, I meant to say, also, don't start playing Balatro at 11 p.m. But I dropped my keyboard. I've been playing a console game for who knows how many hours, and literally fallen asleep with the controller in my hands. That's not good. Hey, Bosco Scenario, what's up? This is Guy Scar, everybody. What's up, bud? Been a minute. I'm glad you stopped by. I had a little bonus time this morning. Got Midnight's Edge in the morning coming up here in 40 minutes, so that'll be fun. Pretty amazing. Our good friend Grim is here. Good to see you. Evil Ramen is here. Here we go. From Accident Seller with 50 Norwegian krona. Thank you, my friend. Fitty says, did you catch the vid from Rebel News where they followed Larry Fink on the streets of Davos asking questions out of him? Fink looked pissed. No, I'm going to tell you right now, I did not see that. I'm going to go find it now as soon as we're done here and watch it, because I love it when Rebel News does that to these guys, because they're garbage people. You know what they do? I mean, we covered this on Sunday night. I know we had a very, salacious stream on Sunday night. We all in good humor, but definitely exposing that the Davos folks are creepers, leches, disgusting. They import people to use as toys. And you know what I mean. I mean, as bedtime playmates or whatever. The articles coming out were akin to the previous years, though. It's just gotten more and more extreme, and with more and more rentable people coming in to service those needs. The WEF to me is a global organization that is only looking to do harm to everybody to the point where they can rule the world. And they should be called out as such, treated as such, and anybody that's involved in that should have to answer for it. WEF young leaders are all the wokest neo-Marxist people on the planet trying to get into positions of power. And if you've been put on that list, you're going to have to explain why. That's what was one of the negatives that I found about Tulsi Gabbard, was that she had been named a young leader, despite the fact she'd never done anything with the WEF or Davos. So there's that. But I'll definitely check that out. And Rebel News is pretty awesome. I like them. Brian McCann for 2 Culture Casino Cash says, Culture by ROM Space Knight, Omnibus Volume 1 to 3. All right. Who did that? By ROM Space Knight. ROM Space Knight. I'll have to go look for that. Thanks, Brian. $2. Omnibus, which means I don't have to go out and get more books, comes together. Love that. Love is what I got. We got a follow-up from Accident Seller for 50 Norwegian krona. Rebel News needs more views. They're doing a great job. You should take that video up with Mr. H, and you can talk about it on his stream as well. You know what? That's a perfect idea. We'll see if we can do that in tomorrow's show. Why not? All I have to do is go out and capture the video so that we have something to refer to, and we can control it easier. But that's a great idea. I'll run that by him. Thank you, Accident Seller. Of course, ultimately it's his show. I'm just the producer, but I'll mention it. Oftentimes he takes my suggestions. Speaking of which, tomorrow on the show, I will be having Marvin the Movie Monster from That Park Place, the editor-in-chief of That Park Place. So he's a semi-regular now on the panel. A regular Thursday guest, which is always a lot of fun. And I'm working on the new intro for that, by the way. Man, I love working over there. So much fun. It's fun to work with all these people. I get to work with Midnight's Edge. Amazing. I get to work with That Park Place. Amazing. Obviously, the game channel is growing. That Game Place. So it's all thanks to you guys. I really appreciate it. But we need this one to grow. The goal this year, folks, and we're 1 month in, is by the end of 2025 to get my channel to 100K. And that's, I'm going to say, y'all are amazing. And if we work together, we can definitely do it. So share the stream, share the dream each weekday if you can. Also, make sure you comment on videos and hit the thumbs up. I know it sounds like a pain or silly or, it's a little redundant or whatever, but no, it isn't. It actually drives the algorithm. Engagement's the key. When you guys chat in the chat right here, why do you think I talk to you guys? I love it. I love it. Unlike other creators, this is the one time I get to, talk to my audience. It's why I know that the people who live stream and talk to the audience, very effective. You guys, if you're not here, if some of you aren't here, you guys, I miss you. I say, hey, have you seen X? Like, I haven't seen Judicon today. It's just there's certain people. It's amazing. So it's Bill and Sal. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, and thank you, Accent Seller. But yeah, I think the most important part and why YouTube and other similar platforms like Rumble, and to a certain extent Odysee, although not as much, and now X, of course, with the video that we're being able to. You can now pause video. You can now you can chat through X. Hi, X viewers. There's a lot of you out there right now. Those numbers are growing. We're right now overall between all the platforms, we're over 200 people. But when you look at you look at the numbers, sometimes this show will get to 300, 400, 500 people. It's all because we're able to interact, and it's why there's no need for the mainstream media anymore. You guys, you all bring me news to talk about. That's why I love your support, and with your support, we can get to 100K this year. That's very special. That's a very big goal. That's literally like taking what we have now at 28,000 and change, and quadrupling our size. I think we can do that. We can add 73,000 more people. So that's why it works. Horseradish Power. Coach Casino wishes he doesn't see me. That's not true. Horseradish Power. We got Bucky Cat for 5 Culture Casino clams. Thank you, Bucky. Says, how about the 490-pound rapper who's suing Lyft? Okay, let's get into that. And I see T. Neal's in the chat too, going crazy. So T. Neal, I promise I will get to you. But yeah, I agree about the Rebel News thing. So do listen to Accident Seller on Rebel News. They've been doing some great work. I want to say thanks to JPS for becoming a gold member. I appreciate it. Yeah. And T. Neal sent a member chat first saying, see, that's why you should be playing Dark Tide, CC. I tell you what, we'll get there, I'm sure. Regardless, let's get to Bucky Cat's comment, and then we're going to jump on the string of other supers that came in. But when I look at this, I say it's a crazy situation. If you can't fit in a car, I mean, vehicles have limits. There's a certain amount of safety in vehicle design. There's also a certain amount of safety built into restraint systems and everything else. If somebody's rocking 5 bills, right? That's a significant difference in that car. That can often be 3 additional adults in a small vehicle. The question being, is it the driver's fault or is it Lyft's fault that she can't fit in the car? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe not fitting in the car is a good thing for the driver, for her. What if he gets in an accident? She's dead. She's dead. There's nowhere to go. Maybe the driver's dead if she sits behind the driver. That airbag deploys and she deploys. Sandwich. That's not good. But she's suing Lyft, and I think it's ridiculous. I think this lawsuit should be immediately dismissed. If she can't fit in the car, it is not Lyft's fault. By the way, when you order a Lyft, just so you know, because I do it all the time, when I'm traveling and I don't have a rental car or I don't want to drive, sometimes I might have a couple glasses of wine with dinner or something, I won't drive. If I drink any alcohol at all, I won't drive. It's just the way I'm wired. So first of all, I think it's irresponsible to do that, but and I don't want to be Tom Welling, who's got busted for DUI, like we talked about earlier in the show. I mean, that's more than inconvenient, let me tell you. But this doesn't make any sense. There's the target of her lawsuit should be herself. What I thought was really funny were the memes yesterday. One of them was a forklift, and it just said "lift" on the side of the forklift in the Lyft font with her on the forks. I thought that was funny. Look, I mean, some people are getting put in a position where they have a ridiculous glandular issues and other things that drives up their weight. But 99% of the time, that's not the case. We were not an obese society 40 years ago. I literally, as a young person, would go to the beach. There was nobody that was overweight. Nobody. In fact, if you watch those pictures that are brought up, because you'll find them in your timeline, that was my recollections of everywhere I went. Obesity is too much food. And again, like I said, there are medical exceptions that lead people that direction. But for the most part, and I feel bad for people who get into that situation. But this person certainly doesn't strike me as a super wonderful human to blame somebody else for the fact you can't fit in a car. And again, to get back to the point I was making, way too many tater chips. That's right, Bucky Cat. That happens, though. Processed food has led to obesity. There's a lot of things, pharmaceutical industry, et cetera, et cetera. In fact, yesterday, did you guys see the video I dropped on Avery? I feel very bad for her. Now, she did not go through a doctor to get Ozempic or whatever other names that drug's being called now, like cyanuma or something. I don't know. Anyway, there's a bunch of crazy names that thing goes by now. But she should have gone to the doctor. Not that the doctor would have given her different advice or not given her the prescription, but her label had told her that she was too fat. First of all, she's this big. I don't know if that's because of the Ozempic or not, but Ozempic was is now an off-label use, by the way, is for weight loss, because its on-label use was for diabetes and to help people, manage their blood sugar, et cetera, which also led to this amazing side effect of losing weight. There's also a change in brain chemistry that comes along with that. That's a different conversation. When you look through the lists of risks and side effects, which is in my video, you can go watch it. Avery shouts out the warning about Ozempic. The things on there are terrifying. And when you hear a commercial on television, which is why I do believe it should be illegal for pharmaceuticals to advertise on television, because anything that requires a prescription isn't a direct sale, can't be, has to have an intermediary. That shouldn't be on TV. And I tell you what, that would change the whole dynamics of television and news. Anyway, so my thoughts on that are, sorry, but when you order a Lyft car, you order specifically a car that, fits the size of your party. That's an interesting way to say that, culture. But it's true. Absolutely true. So she knew what she was getting. She knew the vehicle. You know what you do not order a Le Car, maybe even a Prius at that size. You need like a Land Rover. Yeah. Exactly, D-Bud. Or death. When you hear "or death" on a pharmaceutical company's ad for, some magic drug, it's insane. Anyway, it is what it is. All right, we got more to get to. Sorry, guys. It's easy to get me talking about stuff. That's for darn sure. How did I not mark that? Brian McCann. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's scroll back a bit. You guys are filling up the timeline. I appreciate it very much. Let's go to Brian's statement here. Give me a sec. BRIAN. Not brain, Brian.